Dear beloved souls, have you ever wondered what it would be like to see the truth finally revealed after all the lies and manipulation? How does it feel to watch those who tried to destroy your reputation come face to face with their own deceit? Imagine, after all the whispers, the backstabbing, and the false accusations, the moment when everything unravels and the real story is finally told. It's like watching the pieces of a shattered puzzle fall into place, and you realize that, despite the attempts to bury the truth, it always finds a way to come to light. How powerful is that? Can you feel the weight of the moment when the truth sets you free, even when others tried to silence it? Today, the truth has been revealed. Security footage, group chat screenshots, these pieces of evidence have uncovered the people who were truly behind the drama. They tried so hard to get you kicked out, to make you the villain in a story they created. But now, their own lies are exposed. The very group that tried to destroy your name is now holding back tears, knowing that the truth has come out, and their leader, the one who insisted you were the problem, has finally broken down and admitted the lies. How does it feel, knowing that they thought they could control your narrative, only for the truth to shatter their story completely? Your name has been cleared, and your place in the circle is now stronger than ever. Those who once tried to make you the scapegoat are now too embarrassed to even show up to the usual hangouts. Why? Because the truth is now known by everyone, and they can't escape it. They tried to bury the truth, twisted the narrative, and painted you as the villain. But today, you stand victorious. You knew the truth all along, even when no one wanted to believe it. But now, the truth speaks for itself, and you've been vindicated. I want to express my heartfelt thanks to all of you, my dear chosen ones, who have shown such amazing support. If you've donated through Super Thanks, I want you to know how deeply grateful I am for your generosity. Your kindness means so much to me, and it helps me continue to bring content that resonates with you. Whether or not you've donated, just being here and engaging with this community is such a blessing. Thank you for your unwavering support and for being a part of this incredible journey with me. Now, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you ever had a moment where the truth came to light and turned everything around? Type 999 in the comments if you've experienced a breakthrough like this. I can't wait to read your stories, your experiences, and your thoughts. Every comment matters, and I truly appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to connecting with you all. God's chosen ones, shocking news. A whistleblower just revealed the truth about you. Chosen one, do you ever wonder why some secrets are kept hidden for so long? A high-level whistleblower has stepped forward, not just anyone, but someone who was deeply involved, someone who was there at the heart of the deception. This individual carried the weight of secrets, convinced they could keep them buried forever. They thought they could live with the guilt, thinking the lies would never come to light. But something changed. Could it have been guilt, or perhaps fear? Maybe it was the sheer burden of the lies that became unbearable, and in that moment, everything shifted. It wasn't just a slip of the tongue or an anonymous leak. It was a full confession, names, dates, and receipts, all revealed in the light of truth. The very people who worked tirelessly to paint you as a liar, a fraud, someone with no credibility, are now scrambling. Why? Because the one person they never expected to speak up just exposed them all. You never had to say a word. The truth spoke for you. Can you feel it? The power of truth. The weight lifted off your shoulders. In that moment when the truth came to light, everything changed. The air shifted. Panic spread like wildfire among those who thought they had already won. Their faces drained of color, their hands trembled. They had controlled the narrative, they thought, but they never imagined that the story would turn on them. But does this not remind us of the ultimate power of truth? Let's pause for a moment. Have you ever experienced a situation where the truth eventually found its way out, no matter how hard they tried to suppress it? Jesus once said in John 8:32, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." Just like the whistleblower, you too will be set free by the truth. Think of a time when the truth came out and changed everything. Remember when Nelson Mandela, after spending 27 years in prison, revealed the injustices and exposed the truth behind apartheid? His words became a powerful weapon for change, just as the whistleblower's confession shattered the lies of those who tried to deceive. In the book of Matthew 10:26, we are reminded, "So do not be afraid of them, for there is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known." The truth, no matter how long it is hidden, will always be revealed. It is inevitable. And when it does not just bring exposure, it brings power and redemption. Think about Martin Luther King Jr. and his unwavering fight for justice. Even when the system tried to silence him, the truth he spoke was undeniable, and it empowered a generation. As the whistleblower's confession rocked those who thought they had control, think of the moments in your life where the truth has come to light when it was least expected. In John 18:37, Jesus says, "Everyone on the side of truth listens to me." The truth can never be silenced. It is a force that will always break through. And finally, let's not forget about the Bible's message in Luke 8:17. "For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open." Just as the whistleblower exposed the truth, you too are walking in a path where the truth will expose all falsehoods. Do you feel empowered by that knowledge? When the truth speaks, it cannot be ignored. It spreads faster than any lie. It holds a power that no one can control. The chosen ones understand that truth is on their side. You, as one of the chosen, will stand firm, knowing that in the end, the truth will always prevail. Chosen one, do you feel the weight of truth as it resonates through your life? As the whistleblower's words echoed, the crushing weight of their deception came crashing down, and in that very moment, something powerful was revealed. What had always been on your side. You see, they thought they had it all planned out. The lies, the deception, the carefully crafted stories designed to discredit you, these were all part of their strategy. They twisted the facts, erased the records, and whispered falsehoods into the right ears, doing everything they could to paint you as someone you are not. For a while, it seemed like it worked. They built their case against you, brick by brick, convinced that no one would dare question the web of lies they had spun. But the truth, as you know, is not something that can be easily controlled. It doesn't rot under pressure. It doesn't crumble when people try to bury it. The truth doesn't vanish just because the liars wish it away. It stands firm, unyielding. Doesn't that remind you of the power that you, as the chosen one, carry within you? Just as it is written in John 8:32, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." The truth was always with you, even when the world seemed to work against you. It's a reminder that no matter how hard they try to bury it, the truth will always rise. Do you feel that deep sense of peace when you realize that no lie, no matter how cleverly crafted, can ever defeat the truth? Think of how Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was able to stand firm in his message, even when he was faced with false accusations and obstacles. His commitment to the truth and justice changed the course of history, just as your commitment to what is right and true will shape your destiny. His words, much like the whistleblower's revelation, had an undeniable power that no one could ignore. In Matthew 7:7, it says, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you." The truth may take time to come to light, but once it is revealed, it is unstoppable. Have you ever felt the truth of your situation gradually being uncovered, even when you were unsure of how it would unfold? Take a moment to reflect on the story of Malala Yousafzai. She too was attacked for standing up for the truth, for advocating girls' education in Pakistan. The lies spread by her attackers tried to silence her, but truth has a way of breaking through. Despite the odds, Malala's courage and voice empowered millions around the world. Like her, you are walking in the light of truth, and no amount of deception can overshadow that. As you look at your own journey, know this: truth doesn't crumble, it doesn't disappear. And just as it says in 2 Corinthians 13:8, "For we cannot do anything against the truth, but only for the truth." You are part of that truth, chosen and destined to shine in the face of adversity. Do you see now how, despite the lies and deception, the truth always rises to the surface? It's been with you all along, working in the background, and now it's breaking free. The chosen ones never have to fear the lies of the world, because truth is always on their side, waiting for the right moment to make its presence known. The moment when truth speaks, it cannot be ignored, and everything changes. Chosen one, have you ever felt the weight of truth returning when you least expected it? Now, the truth has come back with vengeance. They thought they buried it deep, locked it away where no one could find it. But what they didn't realize is that truth doesn't die. No matter how hard they try to suppress it, truth claws its way to the surface. Documents they swore were destroyed, messages they thought were deleted, testimonies from people they never expected to speak. It all comes flooding back. And the worst part, it's all in black and white. There's no room for rumors, no space for speculation, no place for hearsay. It's solid, irrefutable proof of your innocence and their guilt. You don't need to argue. You don't need to explain or beg for anyone to believe you. The evidence speaks louder than they ever could. Can you feel the shift in power, knowing that the truth is on your side? The very foundation they built on lies and deception is cracking beneath the weight of undeniable truth. All of their efforts to destroy you, to silence you, are now exposed for what they truly are, attempts to cover up their own guilt. The world can now see clearly who was the liar and who was the one wronged. In the book of John 8:36, Jesus says, "So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. The truth that has been buried is now setting you free, chosen one. You don't have to beg for validation. You don't need to explain yourself anymore. The truth is breaking through, and with it, your freedom." Have you ever felt that sense of liberation when the truth is revealed, like a burden lifted from your shoulders? Think of the story of Edward Snowden, who revealed the vast extent of government surveillance. For years, secrets were hidden, data was erased, and lies were spread. But the truth came to the surface, and with it, the foundation of the deception began to crumble. Snowden didn't need to argue. The evidence was irrefutable. The truth spoke for him, and it spoke louder than any lie ever could. In 1 Timothy 2:4, it is written, "Who wants all people to be saved and to come to a knowledge of the truth." The truth is a divine force that cannot be contained. It is always meant to be revealed. Just as it was in your case, truth will always find its way to the surface, no matter how deep they try to bury it. As you stand there, watching those who once mocked your silence now struggle to maintain their composure, you can see the fear in their eyes. One of them averts their gaze, unable to meet your eyes. Do you see it? That realization, the moment when denial becomes impossible. In the same way that King David's sin was eventually exposed, despite his efforts to hide it, they too will face the consequences of their lies. The truth will always find its way out. Remember the story of Harvey Weinstein, whose decades of abuse were eventually exposed. He too thought he was invincible. that his actions would be buried and forgotten. But when the truth came to light, it shattered his empire. It wasn't loud or dramatic. It was slow, methodical, and undeniable. And just like those who once thought they were untouchable, the truth will eventually catch up with those who thought they could get away with their lies. In Hebrews 4:13, it says, "Nothing in all creation is hidden from God's sight. Everything is uncovered and laid bare before the eyes of him to whom we must give account." Just like the lies and deception surrounding you, nothing is hidden forever. The truth is being revealed, and it will continue to expose those who once held power over you. It's happening right before your eyes, chosen one. The moment of reckoning is here, and as the truth comes crashing down, it will leave nothing untouched, no lie left standing. The deception is falling apart, and those who thought they had control over the narrative are now left powerless. Can you feel the shift? The truth has returned, and it's on your side. Chosen one, can you feel the weight of justice settling into place? They spent so much time believing you were the villain, feeding off the lies as though they were gospel. They believed those falsehoods without question, and now they can't escape the truth staring them right in the face. The truth didn't just prove your innocence, it exposed their wrongdoing. Wrong to doubt you, wrong to betray you, and wrong to ever think they had the right to judge you. Have you ever wondered how it feels for the ones who once wronged you to be confronted with their own guilt? The weight of that realization is suffocating. You saw it in the way their shoulders slumped, the way their fingers twitched nervously, and the way their breath caught in their throats. It wasn't just about the truth coming out. It was about how much they had reveled in your suffering. They didn't just misjudge you. They wanted you to be guilty. They needed you to be guilty. And that, my friend, is what haunts them the most now. Have you noticed that those who once mocked your struggle now find themselves unable to look you in the eye? The truth has made its way into the open, and now they cannot hide from it. They want to take it all back, the whispers, the accusations, the smirks. But you remember everything, the betrayals, the cold stares, and every moment when they silently watched you struggle, saying nothing. Do you remember how you felt in those moments? They know you remember, and that's why they look away. They can't meet your gaze anymore because they can't undo what they did. They have to live with it now. In that moment, when the truth becomes undeniable, their world starts to break. You never needed their apologies, their late-night regrets, or their sudden self-reflection. You never needed them to acknowledge your pain. The truth, chosen one, is your shield and your sword. It doesn't need them to cry for you. Their tears are not for your suffering, they're for their own guilt. Can you see the change in their eyes now? It's regret, shame, panic. They're fighting it, trying to cling to the arrogance they once wore like armor. But it doesn't last. The truth shatters their defenses, and you can see the cracks forming. The weight of it settles into their bones, and they begin to break, slowly at first. A furrowed brow, a clenched jaw, hands tightening into fists. They fight it, but they can't hold on forever. The truth has them in its grip, and they can't escape it. In Luke 12:2, Jesus tells us, "There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known." This verse serves as a powerful reminder that no matter how hard people try to hide their wrongdoings, the truth will always come to light. And when it does, it will be undeniable, just like it is for those who wronged you. They can no longer pretend it wasn't serious. They can no longer deny the betrayal. Look at the story of Malala Yousafzai, who stood firm in the face of extreme adversity. Even when the world was against her, the truth of her mission to fight for girls' education could not be silenced. She had to endure the pain and suffering, but she was never truly alone. The truth of her cause stood beside her, and no matter how hard her enemies tried to stop her, the truth became her shield. In the same way, you, chosen one, stand tall with the truth by your side. No one can strip it from you. But for those who once mocked and belittled you, the realization is unavoidable. Some of them swallow hard, blinking back the sting of guilt they never thought they would feel. Some bite their lips, desperate for an escape, but there's nowhere to run. And then, just as the walls close in on them, one of them breaks. The voice trembling, the admission spilling out. "I don't know why I did it. I just went along with the crowd." It's a confession, but not for what they did to you. No, their regret stems from something deeper. Their regret is that they can no longer see themselves as the hero in their own story. They're the ones who followed the crowd. They weren't standing on truth. They weren't thinking. They weren't questioning. They were weak. They were followers. As we read in 2 Corinthians 13:8, "For we cannot do anything against the truth, but only for the truth." The truth stands firm, even when the world tries to deny it. It is powerful, unshakable, and it will always expose the lies, no matter how long they are hidden. The world will try to bury it, but truth doesn't stay buried. It will rise just like it has in your case. And when it does, the ones who once wronged you will be forced to face the consequences. Just as it happened with Thomas Edison, who faced endless doubts about his inventions, the world tried to discredit him, to label him as a failure. But truth, through his inventions, became undeniable. No matter how many people mocked him, the truth of his work changed the world. And like Edison, you too are standing in the light of truth. The ones who once doubted, betrayed, or stood by in silence will be forced to confront what they've done. Just like those who mocked Edison, they will realize too late that truth always finds a way to expose what's hidden in the dark. Chosen one, have you ever wondered how it feels when the truth finally emerges, no longer able to be hidden? They whispered behind your back, pointed fingers, and wove their lies into something that seemed convincing enough to pass as truth. For a time, they succeeded in deceiving others, and for a while they thought they had you cornered. But whispers, as we know, don't hold weight. They fade, get lost in the noise, and turn into distant rumors. But paper doesn't fade. Screenshots don't disappear. Voice recordings don't vanish. Those were the things they swore would stay buried, hidden from the world. But now everything they hoped would remain a secret has surfaced. Can you feel the shift, knowing that nothing stays hidden forever? They thought they were careful. They thought they had covered their tracks, deleted enough, erased enough, ensured that their words would never come back to haunt them. But the truth, as you and I both know, doesn't disappear. It waits. It lingers in the shadows, ready for the right moment to emerge and expose all the lies. Have you ever experienced a time when you felt as though everything was turning against you, only for the truth to rise up at the perfect moment, revealing the lies for what they truly were? In that moment, when everything is brought to light, you will see their faces, the way their smiles falter, the way their eyes widen in disbelief, as if they can't comprehend that the very thing they tried to bury is now in front of them. In 1 John 1:15 it is written, "This is the message we have heard from him and declare to you, God is light. In him there is no darkness at all." The truth, like light, exposes all darkness. It has a way of breaking through the lies, no matter how carefully they've been constructed. The truth has emerged, and now it's undeniable. Think of the moment when the Watergate scandal was exposed. The lies, the cover-ups, the secrecy, all of it seemed unshakable. But when the truth was finally brought to light, it wasn't just a moment of victory for the whistleblowers. It was the ultimate confirmation of what had been hidden, and no amount of denial could stop it. Like those who believed the lies about you, those involved in Watergate couldn't outrun the truth. They thought they could silence it, but the evidence came to the surface, and the world saw the truth. In Proverbs 12:19 it says, "Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue lasts only a moment. The truth has endured, chosen one, and the lies that once tried to overshadow you have faded into nothing." The documents have hit the table, and with them, the weight of their deception has been revealed. Emails, messages, documents, all with their names stamped on them. Can you see it? Can you feel the cold in the room as the undeniable proof is laid bare before everyone? This is the moment when those who tried to cling to the lie, the ones who wouldn't believe in your innocence, can no longer look away. Remember the story of whistleblower Chelsea Manning, who exposed classified information that revealed uncomfortable truths about the government's actions. For years, the lies and secrecy prevailed, but when the truth came to light, it forced the world to confront what had been hidden. Just as Manning stood in the face of overwhelming opposition, you too have stood strong. And now the truth has surfaced, and it speaks louder than any lie ever could. In John 8:32, Jesus reminds us, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." Chosen one, you are free. You are free from the lies that once tried to suffocate your reputation, free from the whispers that sought to define you. The truth has spoken, and nothing can silence it. And now, as the truth stares them in the face, the ones who tried to deny you, who tried to turn others against you, are left with no escape. The moment of reckoning has arrived. They are faced with irrefutable proof, and they can no longer turn away. It's not just about proving you were right, it's about exposing their lies for what they truly were: fragile, deceitful, and destined to crumble. Chosen one, have you ever witnessed the moment when the truth finally comes to light and everything changes? You watch them as they read, their nervous swallowing, the twitch in their fingers, the way they refuse to meet your eyes. In that moment, they see their own words staring back at them. Those very same lies they whispered in secret are now printed in ink. The schemes they plotted behind closed doors, once hidden and ignored, are now sitting in front of everyone, time-stamped and undeniable. Do you feel the shift, chosen one? There's no twisting it now. The evidence is irrefutable. They were so sure they were untouchable, so confident that their lies would never come back to haunt them. But the truth, as we know, has a way of clawing its way to the surface. And when it does, it doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't wait for convenience. It lands like a hammer, unforgiving, absolute, final. The truth has arrived at the perfect moment, and there's no escaping it. Can you sense the power in that moment when you realize that everything they tried to bury has come back to expose them? It's almost as if the truth has its own timing, isn't it? A hidden document, long ignored, pushed aside because they thought it didn't matter, suddenly reappears. And with it, everything they worked so hard to keep secret is destroyed. The confidence they once had crumbles. Their words, once loud and certain, are now reduced to nothing. Do you ever wonder how it feels to witness such a shift in power? To know that the very lies they thought were buried are now exposed for all to see. You see it in the way their hands tremble, the way their confidence dissolves into panic. This wasn't supposed to happen, chosen one. They thought they had won. They thought they buried it deep enough. But the truth has a way of turning everything on its head. And now, when the truth stands before them, they realize they can no longer control the narrative. The lies they spun to discredit you, the rumors they spread, the falsehoods they twisted. It's all unraveling. Does it not feel like victory, knowing that they can no longer keep their lies intact? You don't have to say a word. They know exactly what they did, and now everyone else knows too. Their voices, once so loud, so confident, so sure of themselves, have gone silent. In the face of undeniable proof, they can no longer hold on to their arrogance. They thought they were in control. They thought they were untouchable. They spread rumors, twisted stories, and made you out to be the problem. But deep down, you always knew, didn't you? You knew they weren't smart enough to orchestrate this on their own. Think about the story of Watergate, when the truth about the scandal slowly came to the surface, despite all the efforts to hide it. The perpetrators thought they could control the narrative, that their actions would never be uncovered. But once the truth came to light, the whole world saw them for who they truly were. The lies fell apart, and with them, the power they once had crumbled. You are witnessing that same moment now, where the truth exposes everything they thought they could bury forever. In 1 Corinthians 4:5, it says, "Therefore judge nothing before the appointed time. Wait until the Lord comes. He will bring to light what is hidden in darkness and will expose the motives of the heart." This moment, chosen one, is the appointed time. The truth has come to light, and it exposes the hidden darkness of those who thought they could remain untouchable. The lies they believed in are now revealed for what they truly were: empty, fragile, and bound to break. And remember, chosen one, that this moment is not just about exposing the lies of others. It is about realizing your own strength. You stood firm, even when the world tried to break you with its lies. You didn't have to do anything. The truth, with all its power, has come to your defense. It speaks louder than any false accusation. It is the final word, and no one can take that away from you. In the same way that the truth caught up with those who were involved in the Enron scandal, so too will the truth always find its way to the surface. They may have thought they could manipulate the story, control the narrative, but in the end, the truth exposed the corruption and the lies. Just as it did for them, so it will do for those who once tried to twist the truth about you. You see, chosen one, you never had to fight for your truth. It has fought for you, and now, as they stand there, helpless in front of their own actions, you will watch them crumble under the weight of their lies. The truth has arrived, and it will never leave. It's time for them to face it. Chosen one, do you feel the shift in the air as the truth finally comes to light? There was always someone behind the scenes, hidden, manipulating, strategizing, and pulling every string. That shadowy figure who never directly pointed fingers but was always there, whispering in the right ears. They thought they could stay in the background, pulling the strings from afar, never getting their hands dirty. They let others do their dirty work, let them believe they were acting on their own, but in reality, they were mere pawns. And you, chosen one, were their target, not because you did anything wrong, not because you deserved it, but because you saw too much. You couldn't be controlled. You were everything they feared. So they pulled the strings, manipulating the situation and everyone around you. They thought they were safe. They made sure their foot soldiers believed their lies, weaponizing ignorance against you. They played on the fears and vulnerabilities of others to keep the lies going. But here's the truth. The thing about puppeteers is that they are nothing without the puppets. And today, those strings have been severed. The truth has come to light, and the ones who thought they were untouchable are now exposed for what they truly are. Can you feel that, chosen one? The power of truth unraveling everything they once believed was safe. The whistleblower didn't just expose the lies, they exposed the liar, the real architect of your downfall, the one who whispered the orders, who orchestrated every move, pushing others into battle without them ever realizing they were fighting a war that wasn't even theirs, the one who stayed hidden in the shadows, manipulating everyone else. Do you see the connection now? The person you thought was just a part of the situation was actually the one pulling the strings all along. In Matthew 10:26 it says, "So do not be afraid of them, for there is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known." This is your moment, chosen one. The truth has exposed the one who tried to remain hidden, the one who thought they could control everything from the shadows. The strings they pulled are now severed, and they can no longer hide. The truth has revealed them for who they truly are. No longer the puppeteer, but just another puppet in the grand scheme of things. Look at the story of the infamous financier Bernie Madoff, whose Ponzi scheme fooled the world for decades. He thought he was untouchable, that his manipulation and deception would never come to light. But in the end, the truth caught up with him, and his empire crumbled. He too was just a puppet in a larger game, orchestrating moves that he thought would keep him in power forever. But when the truth emerged, it exposed not only his lies, but the system that allowed him to deceive so many for so long. In 2 Corinthians 4:2 it says, "Rather, we have renounced secret and shameful ways. We do not use deception, nor do we distort the word of God." The manipulators, the ones who hide in the shadows, may try to use deception, but the truth has a way of exposing everything in the light. Nothing stays hidden forever. And now, the one who orchestrated this entire situation is standing in the light of truth, exposed for everyone to see. As you stand there, witnessing the unraveling of their power, you must feel a sense of empowerment, knowing that the truth has set you free. You never needed to fight back with lies or deceit. The truth was your weapon all along. It has exposed the manipulator for what they truly are: weak, fragile, and desperate to maintain control. The truth has destroyed their control, and now they are left vulnerable, exposed to the consequences of their actions. Remember the story of Edward Snowden, who revealed the truth behind government surveillance programs. For years, he was a hidden figure, pulling strings behind the scenes. But once the truth came to light, he became the focal point of a global conversation. He exposed not just the lies, but the system of manipulation that had been operating in the shadows. Just like Snowden, the whistleblower in your story has torn down the walls that protected the manipulator and exposed them for everyone to see. In John 8:32, Jesus tells us, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." The truth has set you free, chosen one, from the lies and manipulation that once sought to control you. The one who pulled the strings is no longer in control. The truth has severed their hold on your life, and now they must face the consequences of their actions. And now, chosen one, do you see it unfolding before you? The very people who carried out the plan, the ones who thought they were acting on their own, are finally seeing the truth. The realization hits them like a ton of bricks. They see who used them, who manipulated them into doing their dirty work. Their pride may prevent them from admitting it, but you can see it in the way their expressions shift, the way they glance at each other, desperately searching for an explanation that simply doesn't exist. They thought they had agency. They thought they had a choice. They thought they were righteous, justified in their actions. But they weren't. They were nothing more than pawns in a game that was never theirs to win. And you don't even have to tell them. They already know. Can you feel that moment of realization, chosen one? The shift in the air when the truth becomes undeniable. The weight of their ignorance and pride is now sinking in. They thought they were the ones in control, but now they see it clearly. Their every move was orchestrated by someone else. They were never in charge. They were always just following orders, and the true puppet master is still out there, untouched by the consequences of their lies. But here's the worst part. The puppet master never cared about them, not even for a second. They fed them lies, used them as shields, let them take all the risks while they sat back, untouched by the chaos they created. Can you imagine the bitterness they must feel now, knowing that they were never seen as anything more than disposable tools in someone else's game? They fought your battles for someone who never even bothered to care about them. They were expendable from the start, weren't they? Now the tables have turned. They are the ones exposed, and you, chosen one, are not the one crumbling. You are not the one caught in the chaos. You are not the one scrambling to undo what's been done. They are. They are the ones now left to face the consequences of their actions. Can you sense the power you hold in that moment? The puppet strings have been cut, and now they must face the full weight of their misguided actions. In Luke 8:17 it is written, "For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be made known or brought out into the open." The truth cannot stay buried forever. The moment it surfaced, everything shifted. The very foundation of their lies, their carefully built falsehoods, began to shake, and now it's all coming apart. The ground beneath them is cracking, and with it, the illusion of control they once had is collapsing. Think of the story of the downfall of the Nazi regime. For years, the orchestrators of the war hid behind the scenes, manipulating entire nations. The world was unaware of the true extent of their crimes. But when the truth was finally revealed, it shook the world to its core. The lies and deceptions they had built crumbled, and in the end, the people who thought they were in control were left exposed, powerless, and utterly defeated. You too are witnessing that same moment now, when the truth shatters the lies, and those who thought they were pulling the strings are left exposed for everyone to see. In 1 Timothy 6:10, it says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil." In the same way that those who manipulated others for personal gain are now exposed, so too will all who abuse power for their own gain eventually face the consequences of their actions. The puppet masters will be held accountable, and the pawns, though they are left broken and exposed, will finally understand the true nature of the game they were playing. As you watch the chaos unfold, you can stand tall, knowing that you were never the one at fault. You were never the pawn in their game. The truth is now on your side, and they must confront it. They never took the time to verify their actions. They never questioned the lies they were fed. They just accepted it. But you, chosen one, you knew the truth all along, and now you are standing firm while they are left to deal with the wreckage of their deception. The war they waged against you is over, and they are the ones left with nothing. The lies they built their empire on are crumbling, and with it, the illusion of power and control they thought they held. The truth has won, and they must now face the consequences of their betrayal. Chosen one, do you see it now? The betrayals that never made sense, the losses that felt like nothing more than bad luck, and the people who suddenly turned on you for no reason. None of it was coincidence. It wasn't just chance. It was deliberate. It was orchestrated. And now the entire puzzle is clear before your eyes. The pieces that seemed to be scattered, the events that didn't add up, all make sense now because one truth, one undeniable fact, was all it took to send the first domino falling. You saw it, the shift in their faces, the panic, the confusion, the desperation. They scrambled to undo it, to cover their tracks, to rewrite history, but it was too late. The moment the truth began to surface, everything they tried to hide came crashing down. Can you feel the weight of that moment, chosen one? The lie that traveled halfway around the world, spinning its webs of deceit, has just hit a brick wall, and that wall is the truth. They thought they could keep it going, that they could outrun it, but the truth doesn't bend, doesn't break, and certainly doesn't vanish. It's here now, and they can't escape it. Emails, messages, voice recordings, everything that was once hidden is now exposed. Proof, names, timestamps, direct evidence that cannot be denied. And you, chosen one, don't even have to say a word. The truth speaks for itself, louder than anything they ever said or did. Can you feel the power of that truth as it rises above their lies? The very people who once laughed at your downfall, who mocked you and cheered for your failure, are now choking on the very deception they helped create. They thought they were untouchable, thought they were too clever to get caught, but they never anticipated this moment, the moment when everything they tried to hide would unravel so completely. And now, here they stand, exposed with nowhere to run. Can you see it? The walls they built around their lies are crumbling, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. In Proverbs 12:19 it says, "Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue lasts only a moment." Those who tried to destroy you with lies have seen their foundation crumble. The truth is forever, and it stands firm, no matter how much time passes. What they thought was permanent, what they thought was untouchable, has been swept away by the power of truth. Look at the case of the infamous defamation lawsuit filed by the actor Johnny Depp against the Sun newspaper. For years, a narrative was built around false accusations, and Depp's career and reputation suffered. But once the truth came out, the truth that had been hidden for so long, the world saw the lies for what they truly were. His victory wasn't just about clearing his name, it was about the undeniable proof that stood in stark contrast to the deception spread about him. In John 8:32, Jesus reminds us, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." The truth is not just a tool for revealing lies, it is a force of liberation. Chosen one, you are free now. You are free from the lies, free from the chaos, because the truth has exposed everything. They thought they were in control, that their lies would protect them, but in the end, the truth set you free, and it has bound them to the consequences of their own actions. And now, as the truth stands before them, they can no longer hide. Every lie they built has been dismantled, and all they can do is watch as their world crumbles. Their plan has failed, and the truth has triumphed. You were never the one who needed to fight. The truth fought for you. The moment it surfaced, everything shifted, and they are now the ones left to face the consequences of their actions. The truth has done what they could never do. It has exposed the lies, and it has exposed them. Now, chosen one, can you see how the tables have turned? They're scrambling now, trying to separate themselves from the wreckage they created, trying to act innocent, and blaming each other for the chaos. But the truth is, it's all written down. Every word they spoke, every lie they told, their names attached to every move they made. They can't escape it. They did this to themselves. They dug the pit, and now they are the ones falling into it. And you're standing at the top, unshaken, untouched, and vindicated. You never needed to fight for this moment. It was always yours. The truth has done its work, and now they have to face the consequences of their actions. They are drowning in the collapse of their own lies, and there is no way out for them. Can you feel the power in knowing that? They doubted you. They laughed at you. They talked about you as though you weren't even human. They thought they had you figured out, but they never did. They never knew who you truly were, and they made the mistake of judging you based on whispers, assumptions, and the carefully crafted lies of those who never wanted you to win. Have you ever wondered how it feels for someone to believe their lies about you, only for the truth to come back and expose it all? For a while, they reveled in your downfall. They took comfort in your silence, believing their own stories about you. Why? Because it made them feel powerful. They were feeding off your struggle, convincing themselves they were right. But what they didn't realize is that the truth doesn't ask for permission to be revealed. It doesn't knock. It doesn't wait for the right moment. It doesn't care who is comfortable with it. And today, that truth has set you free. In John 8:32 it says, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." And that's exactly what has happened, chosen one. You never had to argue. You never had to defend yourself. You never had to beg for them to see who you really are. Vindication came to you naturally. You didn't chase it, demand it, or seek it. You never needed their approval. The truth spoke for you, louder than any lie ever could. Now the very mouths that once spread lies about you are suddenly speaking in your defense. Can you see how the world has shifted? Those who once turned their backs on you are now standing in front of you, desperately looking for a way back in. But you see them for who they truly are. You see the guilt in their eyes. You hear the tremor in their voices when they say your name. Now, they are the ones exposed, and they can't hide it. They switch sides, not because they truly care about you, but because they can't stand being wrong. The worst part? They know you don't need their apology. That's what haunts them, the realization that they were wrong about you, and there's nothing they can do to undo it. For the first time, they see you for who you truly are, unshaken, untouchable, and vindicated. And now they have to live with the fact that they were wrong, and that is a burden they must carry, not you. In 2 Corinthians 5:7, it is written, "For we live by faith, not by sight." You, chosen one, never wavered. You lived by the truth, even when others couldn't see it. You never lost yourself. You never lost your truth. And because of that, you don't need their validation. You stand firm, knowing that the truth has always been on your side. The validation you sought was never from them. It was always from within. Look at the story of Oprah Winfrey. For years, she was criticized and belittled by those who doubted her. But she remained true to herself, and over time, the world saw her for who she truly was. The same people who once doubted her now speak of her with reverence, but she didn't need their approval to succeed. She knew her worth, just as you know yours, chosen one. You never needed their approval, and that's why you're standing strong today. And as for those who turned their backs on you, they will have to live with the weight of their own mistakes. They are the ones who will bear the burden of their wrongdoings. You, on the other hand, are free. You stand in your truth, and that is a victory no one can take from you. The world may try to shake you, but you will never fall because the truth has set you free. You were always meant for this moment, and now the world is seeing you for who you truly are. The truth cannot be silenced. They will never forget this moment, and neither will you, chosen one, because the very people who celebrated your downfall are now forced to watch your rise. And that, my friend, is something they will never recover from. They were there. They saw it all. Every lie that was told about you, every whisper behind your back, every moment you were torn apart for things that weren't true. And what did they do? Nothing. They didn't spread the rumors, but they listened. They didn't throw the stones, but they watched. They didn't betray you, but they let it happen. And now their silence is suffocating them because the truth is out, the deception has crumbled, and they have to face what they refuse to acknowledge. They try to tell themselves they weren't part of it, that they were just bystanders. But silence is complicity, and deep down they know it. Can you feel the weight of that, chosen one? The realization that they were complicit in your suffering, not by action, but by inaction. And now they're looking at you, questioning themselves. Why didn't I say something? Why didn't I defend them? Why did I just stand there and let it happen? The truth is simple. They were afraid. Afraid of being cast out. Afraid of standing alone. Afraid of speaking the truth in a room full of liars. But you never needed a crowd. You never needed approval. You never needed permission to stand in your truth, and that is what separates you from them. Now they feel the weight of their silence, and it's suffocating them because the truth has exposed everything they were too afraid to face. In 1 John 1:15 it says, "This is the message we have heard from him and declare to you, God is light. In him there is no darkness at all." The truth has shone brightly, exposing all the shadows they tried to hide behind. And now they can't escape the light. The same people who once avoided standing with you are now left wondering how they can come back. You can hear it in their voices. You can see it in the way they hesitate before speaking to you, as if they don't deserve to say your name anymore. They want to come back, to apologize, to tell you they didn't mean to stay quiet. But you remember. You remember who spoke up. You remember who stood beside you when it mattered. And you remember who turned away, who let the lie live because it was easier than confronting the truth. The thing about the past is that it cannot be rewritten, chosen one. They have to live with what they didn't do. They have to sit with the fact that when you needed them, they said nothing. And now, as you walk into a room, the energy is different. The same people who once spoke so freely about you, the ones who laughed, whispered, and spread their lies like wildfire, don't know what to do now. Some avoid eye contact altogether, pretending they don't see you, hoping you won't acknowledge their existence. Others act as if nothing ever happened, as if they never doubted you, never turned their backs, never stood on the sidelines while you were torn apart. But you see through it. You see the way they look at you now, knowing they can't pretend anymore. The truth has exposed them, and they can't hide from it. Do you remember the way they looked at you when they thought you were guilty? The smugness, the judgment, the certainty in their voices when they spoke your name, as if it was something to spit out. And now, your name is spoken in hushed voices, laced with regret and curiosity. Why? Because the truth has flipped the script on them. The same people who were so sure they knew who you were now have no idea how to face you. They don't know what to say. Should they apologize? Should they act normal? Should they explain themselves? It doesn't matter, because no matter what they choose, you've already seen their true colors, and nothing will ever be the same again. In Matthew 7:24 it says, "Therefore everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock." You have built your foundation on the truth, and like the wise man, you stand unshaken. The storms that tried to tear you down have passed, and now those who doubted you, who whispered behind your back, who stayed silent, are left with the rubble of their own choices. And here's the truth: they will have to live with the fact that they were wrong about you. The truth cannot be ignored. It doesn't ask for forgiveness. It doesn't seek validation. It just is. And now they will have to carry that weight, not you. You are free. You are unshaken. You are vindicated. Beloved chosen one, what a powerful journey this has been. The people who once thought they could break you, who dragged your name through the dirt, painted you as the villain, and laughed while you suffered, now find themselves in a place of regret. They thought they were untouchable, that their lies and manipulation would last forever. But guilt, as they are now learning, is a slow poison. It eats away at them, and they can't escape it. They can't rewrite the past. They can't undo the celebration of your downfall. And now they're scrambling, trying to reframe the narrative, trying to rewrite history to fit their new story. They pretend they were always on your side, that they never doubted you, but you hear the desperation in their voices and see it in their actions. It's all lies. Then there are the worst of them, those who went out of their way to destroy you, those who actively worked to tear you down. They thought you were finished, but now they are the ones reaching out, trying to reconnect, hoping you've forgotten their cruelty. One of them, the loudest voice against you, suddenly wants to check in. They send a message, a casual, "How have you been?" as if they didn't spend months trying to tear you apart. And as you read those words, you can almost hear the panic behind them. They don't miss you. They miss what being close to you could have done for them. They tried to define you, shape your identity through their lies, as if they had the right to control who you were. But you proved them wrong. You were never theirs to mold. This was never about proving them wrong. It was about proving yourself right. You rose, and now you don't need their apologies, their approval, or their validation. What they meant for evil, God turned for good. As you stand here today, you see everything clearly. You see who was truly for you. You see who stood against you. And most importantly, you see who you have become, the person they could never control. The power you have stepped into is one they never saw coming, and that's why they watch you now in silence and regret. You have outgrown the version of yourself they thought they could manipulate, and now they must face the truth. You are stronger, wiser, and more powerful than ever. I want to take a moment to thank you, beloved chosen one, for being here, for taking this journey with me. Your presence means so much, and if you feel moved to show support, please know that your donation through Super Thanks is deeply appreciated. Of course, your support is never required, but it means the world to me, and I'm so grateful for you, whether you donate or not. Your presence and your engagement are more than enough, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your continued encouragement. Finally, I want to bless you, chosen one. May you continue to rise in your truth and power, knowing that you are not defined by others' lies, but by the truth of who you are. May your path be filled with peace, strength, and clarity as you move forward into all the greatness you were always meant for. You are unstoppable, and you are loved. Stay strong, stay true, and never let anyone dim your light. The best is yet to come.